Hi guys, Toby here for TP23 Productions. Now, I've got a game review, and this time around I'm going to review The Walking Dead, the Telltale game series. Yeah, the TV series, love it. I've got the Walking Dead survival game, I've got that. This one, graphically shite. This one, the game, the graphics, they look shite, but they're made to be that way. This one is just like really poor. There was no sort of budget with it. They just quickly chucked it out and thought, fuck it, that'll do. The zombies look shit. Textures look shit. But the review really is about the Telltale game. If you like Borderlands, then you like this. There'll be an image of a person, say in the little video clip. You got the person and they're talking to them. Yeah, they're talking to them, and if the camera ever goes behind the character, you can usually see over the shoulder that there's extra lines that they've drew on, and they're not actually part of the person, they're just lines. It's not like they're sponsored by Adidas or some shit like that. No, there are lines floating above the person. To me that looks shit. It looks very poor. Almost like Borderlands, as though everything's got to have a thick black mark around it to make it stand out. The people are meant to be 3D, but they don't look 3D. I brought it because I am a Walking Dead fan. I love the series, everything about it. I love it. Love the zombies. However, the games that they brought out are shite. The survival game, rubbish. Telltale game, don't like it. The game drags on, the character's very slow. Well, in one of the episodes, as they call them, there's a woman who's stuck down a hole almost in a building. She's stuck down and you can't reach her. So one of their characters, he says, quick, find something to pull her out. And you find something, but you're walking around. And it's like the zombies all in that building, all in that room. Your friend's going to get eaten, and it doesn't add to the suspense when you can see an object and you're slowly walking towards it. It just pisses you off the fact that you're pressing buttons to try and make the main character, Lee, run and get this pipe to help the woman. It's annoying. It's things that they probably didn't add them in to add the suspense and build up the game, but it didn't really work in my eyes. It's more the fact of add a run button, the suspense. There's a woman trapped, so quickly run, grab an item, come back, hold it down the hole so that she can come out. But they don't. And it's graphically bad, and you can't be eating, or you can't be on your phone. You can't text somebody while playing this game, because if you miss one of the talking scenarios, there's a timer and it goes down, down, down really, really quick. Depending on what sort of question it is. If it's on the pressure, it's on the pulse, you've got to answer it really quick. And you can't do anything. You can't just put the controller down and think, oh, I'll just send this quick text. Because the question will be asked towards Lee, the main character. And you've got like 5-10 seconds maybe to answer it. It's slow, it drags out. There's 5 scenarios, 5 episodes as they want to call them, and they get a bit annoying and a bit repetitive, because on one of them, I think it's episode 3, you're on a train and you've got to go from the top of the carriage to the bottom of the carriage to go to the top again to come back again. You can't run, you can't do anything. It's very clunky and very slow. You've got to prize away this old guy with some alcohol just so it pleases him, so that you can go back into the train and talk to Kenny, so that Kenny can go out and have a drink, so you can get the map, so you can go back to Clementine and ask her where she wants to go on the map to look for her parents and shit like this. And it's like you go backward and forward, and you go to the old guy to talk to him about a map, then you talk to him about alcohol, and then you talk to him about a pair of frickin' scissors. If you could run, it'd be a lot better, but you can't. Sort of trying to put where the character is viewing is with the right stick, and it's annoying because the video will still be carrying on and you'll be ready to move the stick to the desired place. So say it's a door, you hover it over where you think the little D-pad's going to be for the door, so you hover it over the door and then it'll take you back to the middle of the screen again, and it's a bit annoying because you're all ready to go, you want to carry on, and the game's not ready. It's like, whoa, no. We're going to take you when we say to take you through that door. And it carries it on. And it's slow, it lags, and there's some parts where there's a cutscene. The character will still be talking. And you can hear it, but you can't see it. And on the screen it's just a picture of, say, Lee. It's just his face, but you can hear his voice and nothing's moving, and then it'll eventually catch up. And it does this all the way through the game. It's not like it just does it once or twice and you think, oh, I can get over that, it's not much. But it's all through the game. And it's slow and it lags and it's clunky. You can't text if you're playing the game, you can't eat. You can't put the controller down and eat a sandwich while the game's going on, because you might miss something. You can't look away from the screen and it gets boring. You want to like break up the game a bit, and it seems very long each episode. And each episode gets longer and longer by it seems. And there's scenarios as well, and you just think, well, every piece of bad luck happens to this character, and it's like, why? Yeah, give the guy a break or something, but he doesn't seem to catch a break. Apparently as well, if you make the wrong choice, so if you could argue with someone, you could piss them off and you could break up the group and stuff like that. So you got to make the right decision, you got to make the right call, you got to press the right button. And that gets annoying, because you want to keep the whole group together. It's the end of the world, and you know, there's nothing worse than the end of the world, you know, and there's people dying around you, there's people trying to eat you. You're trying to keep the group together and you're pissing one guy off by keeping another one a friend. I personally, I think the game was another letdown. Survival Instincts, I think that was a major letdown. I mean, Daryl with his crossbow, I mean, that's the game that every fan wanted. They wanted to find out how he got his crossbow and stuff like that. And this game was a letdown. And personally, I think this game was a letdown as well. It's as though Borderlands have made it. They've then chucked it through a very shit engine, slowed it down, dragged everything out, gave you shit scenarios. They've given you a child to look after, which gets a bit annoying. It's almost like Dead Rising 2, where you got to keep feeding them zombricks and shit like that. I mean, there's zombies around and there's death, and yet you're trying to sugarcoat it for this kid, and that gets annoying. Now I'm going to spoiler alert here, right guys? Spoiler alert. If you don't want to know what goes on, then don't watch after this video. So I'll say bye to those now. So thanks for watching. Personally, as a fan of the game and the series, I do not think they should have killed off the main character. Lee should not have been killed off. I think they could have kept him going, him and Clementine. Clementine's an annoying little shit, and you've got to sugarcoat everything for her, which annoys the hell out of me. And you've got to keep feeding her zombricks, like, you know, that's... You shouldn't have to keep doing it. It's like, here you go, here's some sugar, the world's gone to shit. You know, here's some candy floss and ponies. That gets annoying throughout the game. Lee dies, he gets bitten looking for this girl. If the girl wasn't there, he wouldn't have got bitten and all that shit. They could have brought him into the TV series, you know, Lee. Oh, it's like, oh yeah, we know where Lee's from, we know all his background because we played the game. And then instead, Clementine fucking handcuffs him to a radiator and leaves him to die. And next thing you know, he's slumped over, his head bangs the radiator. She's sat on a tree somewhere and sees two people in the distance, and then they stop and walk towards him and she shits herself. There is a sequel that has been brought out recently, but personally I think they shouldn't have killed off Lee. They should have kept him going in the game as a strong main dominant character. I mean, there's two other characters that you don't know where, because Clementine was last seen in a field. Lee told her to go to the train. So what happened to the train? What happened to Omar, Summit, and his missus? What happened to them? What happened to the train? How did Clementine get to a freaking field when she was in a city last? And yeah, they've left it wide open, and it's like, you've pissed me off, and then you've left it with a shit cliffhanger, killed off the main character, two people are missing, Kenny, fuck knows what happened to him. I mean, Molly as well, I tried to shoot the zombie that was after Molly, and yet somehow I missed every shot. Yeah, what happened to Molly? I mean, I shot the zombie, or I thought I shot the zombie, and Molly got pissed off, she shouted at me and fucked off running. I don't know where she ran to. I mean, there was nowhere to go. The game's annoyed me, it's pissed me off. I mean, I brought it because I'm a Walking Dead fan, but it's really disappointing, really. Bring Lee into the main show. Really, it would have been good. We know more about the characters in the Walking Dead series because of previous episodes that they've done about their backstory and how it all got together, which is good. Whereas I think now, if they brought Lee into it, we wouldn't have to do a back episode of how he got to the show. If they brought him in, because we would have played him as a character in a game. Probably killed off Clementine, maybe. I mean, that's extra luggage, you know. But yeah, it would have been good to see him carry on throughout the game and, into a sequel maybe, and then brought him into the show, but they didn't do it. I think that's a big letdown. So, I don't know whether to rate it as a good game. I mean, I don't like it. I think everything in the game looks flat. It drags out. It's annoying that you've got to look after a girl and sugarcoat everything for her. I mean, the zombies, they all look the same as well. They look like they've been skinned and stuff, and it's like they've got the top of their head missing and part of the face, and it's, why does all the zombies look like that? I mean, Clementine as well, in the last episode, she sees her mum and dad. I mean, you couldn't tell it was her mum and dad. Surely there should have been a flashback to a family image or something of a family portrait to make it look as though, oh yeah, they're the people. Yeah, she even says that she drags Lee into a building and shuts the shutter, and you can't get the shutter up, and it's like, how did you drag a man who's dead weight into a shop? Personally, I was let down again, did not enjoy it. You can't be slightly distracted if you're playing this game. You can't eat, you can't text, you can't do anything, you can't have a conversation if you're playing this game. All the zombies look the same, they look crappy. There's marks on people that aren't even, they're just lines, so it's quite borderline with thick black pen around everything. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, then I do not recommend to get it, because I love The Walking Dead. I love everything with zombies in. However, I do not like that game. I don't like The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. AMC, you've fucked over the games. Great TV series, love it. The comics are amazing, love them. The games, they're not very good. Go back to the drawing board, stick a good bunch of money on it, come up with a good reason to make a game. A good backstory as well maybe, but yeah, not a fan of the game. Debating whether to get the sequel of The Walking Dead, 400 Days or something I think it's called, but I'm not a fan. I do not rate the game, and it's a shame really, because the Walking Dead series, awesome. The games, however, are not. Thank you for watching my Walking Dead Telltale game review / rant. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.